I'm once again baffled as to why you're so focused on being angry with me when there are more important issues to deal with. You won't believe what I'm going to say about the night that Yandy and Kirk thought would never happen. If you look at our call logs, you'll probably see that over the 10 to 15 years that we've known one another, we've probably spoken on the phone 10 times. You'll think that Rashida will drag them. The question now is, what were they hiding? What could possibly be so big and scandalous that Rashida, the very woman they've tried to silence, is willing to risk everything and reveal their darkest secret? The drama you thought you knew. It's nothing compared to what's about to happen. This isn't just another pointless argument, people. This is the real thing. We're talking betrayal, lies, and a night that will rock the foundation of Arif. You thought the drama on reality TV couldn't get any more outrageous. Think again. This is the kind of explosive revelation that can only come from behind-the-scenes secrets, betrayal, and a night that no one can predict. Hold on tight, because what we're about to delve into will make you question everything you thought you knew. Preconceived notions about these reality TV stars have been suppressed for far too long, and now she's turning the script. Kara and Yanda didn't see this coming, and I promise you won't either. About Yandy, Kirk, and Yandy. And of course Rashida was expecting it. Let's set the scene. Yandy and Kirk are two people who have been at the center of a lot of scandals, many of which we have seen on screen. But you might be shocked to hear that there is another level to their drama, one that has been kept out of the public eye, a sinister secret that has been carefully protected until now. Rashida, the unpredictable force, has finally had enough and is ready to reveal the truth. And it's not just any truth. It's a truth that will change your opinion of these two. But before we do that, let's take a quick look back, because this isn't a recent development. Yes, Kirk and Yandy have had their share of public run-ins, where they were caught lying, and sometimes even in extremely dubious situations. But this is a whole new level of betrayal that goes deeper than any on-screen drama for reasons we don't fully understand. The case this night was so explosive that it almost seemed like it was meant to remain locked away, hidden from the world. Rashida's revelations will change the entire story about Yandy and Kirk. Now, let's talk about why Rashida, who has a complicated past with both of them, felt that now was the right time to reveal. Rashida opted to drop the truth bomb right in the middle of everything. Could she have been planning this moment for months? Or did she just have a gut feeling that it was time to speak up? And more importantly, why she chose this particular secret. According to those with knowledge of the situation, Rashida had been keeping this information for a while and was well aware of the affair that Kirk and Yandy had been hiding for a long time. But why now? Well, it appears that a recent argument was the final straw that finally broke the camel's back. According to sources, Rashida witnessed something at a recent event, a private gathering between Kirk and Yandy, that initially appeared innocent, but, as they say, when two people act a little too cozy, there's usually more going on than meets the eye. Rashida realized this, but it didn't stop there. Instead, she took action and started the night that changed everything. There was tension in the air, and it was clear that something was going on. Being the wise woman that she is, Rashida recognized what she was seeing and knew that there was more going on behind closed doors than just casual conversation. What they thought was a secret rendezvous turned into a ticking time bomb that was about to blow up in their faces. And worse, their perfect photos were ones they had worked so hard to create. What she found was not your typical affair, but rather a web of lies, deceit, and manipulation that went far beyond what anyone could have imagined. To put it simply, Yandy and Kirk were caught in the act. They thought they were being clever, but they underestimated Rashida's instincts. What was intended to be a laid-back evening for them transformed into a pivotal moment in the narrative. It was a night of whispered words and stolen secrets, and Hard-to-Builder was on the verge of collapsing under the weight of the truth. And Rashida was prepared to pull back the curtain. However, isn't just a simple affair. It's about power, betrayal, and manipulation. Although Kirk and Yandy may have thought they were in control of the Now that it's all coming to light that Yandy and Kirk's relationship was founded on deceit, manipulation, and false pretenses, Rashida is ready to expose the full extent of the rabbit hole. However, the pivotal question remains why she waited until now to disclose it. Rashida wasn't having it and saw through their lies. She is now ready to disclose every single detail of the leaked reports, which are clear and include evidence, documents, and even photographs. These weren't just any two people. Rather, they shared a complex and often antagonistic bond that had fueled the fire of competition and envy over time. The answer lies in the intricate web of their relationships and the personal betrayals that led up to this point. Particularly heated was when Rashida felt like she was being ignored, pushed aside, or even manipulated, and Kirk's involvement in the mess only made matters worse. Fueled the fires Rashida had always felt that something wasn't right between the two. But she couldn't prove it until now. Armed with unquestionable evidence, Rashida was ready to make her move. But was it personal, or was she just trying to draw attention to a toxic situation? As the pieces of the puzzle start to fit together, it's time to look closely at the heart of this scandal. And let me tell you, what we're going to find isn't just a simple affair. It's a complex web of manipulation, deceit, and betrayal that has rocked the world, and Rashida's truth bomb is obviously one that cannot be ignored. She is out for blood, and she isn't taking any prisoners. If you thought Rashida's shocking revelation about the reality TV industry was shocking, wait until you hear the rest of the story. It's not just about an affair between Yandy and Kirk. Rather, it's about a much deeper conspiracy, and we're going to analyze it like never before. Let's start by revealing a long-term plan to manipulate public perception, for it wasn't a simple mistake. Rather, it was a deliberate act that had been meticulously planned. Sources close to the matter have revealed horrifying details about the extent of their deceit. According to leaked reports, Kirk and Yandy, two of the most adored and notorious stars in the love and hip-hop franchise, have been living double lives behind the cameras, hiding their secret trajectories and controlling the public like puppets. Possess the public-facing personas of Yandy and Kirk. They seem like the perfect couple, always posting pictures on social media and attending events as though they have everything together. But behind closed doors, the truth is, according to a source close to both of them at the time, their relationship was built on lies from the start. According to sources, Yandy and Kirk were lying behind Rashida's back, planning intricate plots to manipulate the show's plots so they could maintain their position of prominence for as long as possible. They were also constantly providing producers with false information, and Rashida wasn't just going to sit back and let it all happen. Their relationship was actually far from that. It was toxic, full of secrets, and all about who could use whom to get to the top. Long seeing through their act, this was her opportunity to expose the truth. What she found during her investigation into their covert life was unbelievable. It wasn't just the affair. Everything that came with it, including financial documents that were leaked, showed that Yandy and Kirk had been using their affair as a negotiating chip to control their careers. The most startling revelations came from a source who said that Yandy and Kirk had been using their affair as a bargaining chip to control their careers, allegedly making money from their various endeavors and using their reality, their affair, was essentially being used as leverage to secure better deals for themselves while keeping everyone else in the dark. Rashida's sources also revealed some extremely shady business practices, such as reports that Kirk and Yandy were using money from their own company to pressure key players in the industry, like producers and other cast members, into Rashida. Wasn't the only cast member to see the warning signs. Some of the others had started to learn about what was happening behind the scenes and were ready to come forward with their own secrets. Is it true that production companies were transferring their earnings into offshore accounts to avoid paying taxes? Come forward with insider information that completely alters the plot. One insider claimed that Yandy Kirk and the rest of the cast were involved in a bitter power struggle and that they were using their affair to keep everyone else in line. If anyone questioned them, they were threatened with a major scandal that could destroy their careers. Can you imagine the pressure of always having to be on guard, wondering if you're being watched? Then there's the leaked audio, which is, yes, a private conversation between Yandy and Kirk that was recently fans who once loved Yandy and Kirk are now reeling from the betrayal, and the backlash has been swift and brutal. During the recording, they can be heard discussing their affair in shocking detail, planning how to keep it under wraps while also making sure they remain the most talked about couple. The next move would set them off and result in your public humiliation on national television. Social media is exploding with outrage, and even former cast members are chiming in. The fallout from this scandal is just beginning, and there are rumors that the network may be forced to take legal action against Yandy and Kirk, possibly removing them from the show. According to words Yandy and Kirk exposed is trending worldwide, with fans demanding that the network take action against the couple. They even go so far as to call their fans gullible fools for believing the fake image they've created for themselves. It's time to look at the fallout from this massive scandal. There have even been rumors of government investigations into the financial misconduct, which, if true, could turn into a full-fledged criminal investigation. If the truth is revealed, Kirk and Yandy's already collapsing careers could completely collapse. The fallout from their affair, their financial manipulation, and their web of deceit is extensive and will have, but as we all know, every lie eventually finds its way to you. To begin, let's talk about the public backlash from fans who once worshipped Yandy and Kirk. People who once admired them as the ultimate power couple are now calling them out for being nothing more than liars, manipulative opportunists, and frauds. The fallout has been so severe that their brand deals are losing endorsements, and their social media accounts are exploding with outrage and hashtags. As we have seen time and time again with public figures, the moment you are exposed for something this shocking, the vultures circle. And former cast members who were previously afraid to speak out now come forward with their own stories. It's like a domino effect, with each revelation making things worse for Kirk and Yandy. The so-called perfect image is collapsing faster than a house of cards. But it gets worse. In addition to the explosive nature of the financial side of things, a former cast member revealed that Kirk had used his position as a producer to manipulate storylines and pressure others into silence while his secret affair was operating in the background. Leaked documents now show that Kirk once tried to blackmail a fellow cast member into keeping quiet about her affair with Kirk, threatening to ruin their career if they didn't comply. These revelations highlight the extent of the financial mismanagement. Kirk and Yandy may face federal charges, fines, and even jail time as a result of the allegations that they were involved in money laundering, tax evasion, and other questionable business practices. We have already talked about the growing pressure for an official investigation, but what does that actually mean for Yandy and Kirk? The network is being closely watched by some fans are calling for them to break off their relationship with the couple immediately. The industry may have protected them thus far, but the truth will eventually catch up with them. According to people familiar with the situation, the legal team is reportedly looking at contracts to figure out how to distance themselves from the scandal without seriously damaging the brand. But the damage has already been done, and no amount of PR tricks or contract renegotiations can undo it. Even though Yandy and Kirk may think they can handle the criticism, they are facing a storm of unprecedented proportions. It's not just about being written off the show anymore. Their entire livelihoods are at stake, and as the media circus engulfs them, it's possible that this scandal could be the final straw for the love and hip-hop franchise, which has already been losing viewers and public interest in recent years. It is becoming increasingly clear that Kirk and Yandy are running out of time to salvage what little they have left. Kirk's questionable business practices have made him a prime target for authorities, and Yandy's reputation is in ruins. Though it sounds crazy, some insiders are starting to speculate that the entire situation may be a well-planned attempt to get people talking again, because, after all, bad press doesn't exist. However, let's avoid getting too caught up in conspiracy theories, because if Yandy and Kirk were truly trying to ruin their careers, why would they release so much personal information about themselves? In actuality, things are getting out of control and there is no way to reverse the damage that has already been done. Kirk and Yandy's reputation is in ruins, and it's hard to imagine how they will ever regain the trust of their fans, the industry, or their fellow cast members. The financial and legal ramifications are severe. And it's safe to say that Yandy and Kirk's days as the hip-hop golden couple are over. The public has abandoned them, their brand is toxic, and their social media accounts are as much as Yandy and Kirk would like to ignore this whole scandal. Rashida is not backing down. Instead, she is doubling down. With the public's support and the evidence she has gathered, she has become a hero, salmon under a microscope. What was once a dream life of fame and fortune has now turned into a nightmare of betrayal, lies, and shattered illusions. In addition to receiving offers from producers hoping to cast her, people can't get enough of this information. And the once untouchable Yandy and Kirk are now dealing with the fallout of their secret lives being revealed, for the world to see Rashida's bravery and determination. As a mainstay in upcoming seasons, she is reportedly in talks with several prominent media outlets about possibly revealing even more shocking details about the affair, such as text messages, photos, and exclusive interviews with people close to Yandy and Kirk. We're eager to see what happens next, but we'd like to know what you think. Is this the end for Yandy and Kirk, or is there more to this story than meets the eye? Please share your thoughts. The truth has left them trying to pick up the broken pieces of their broken careers with nowhere to turn. The damage has been done, and there's no turning back. The love, loyalty, and fame they once had all vanished in the blink of an eye. The world of hip-hop and love will never be the same, and the legal ramifications are just getting started. In the space provided below for comments, and remember to like, share, and subscribe for more startling scandals and tales of the truth, about which we will always be the first to alert you. Won't hear it any place. Otherwise, keep a watch.